Got it. Recording live stream. Hello, everybody. Wait, let me get my right hat on. Let me get situated. Yes, you guys like my plant. I know you guys just got a glimpse of my plant. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? I like to call it the wake of our third successful launch, Sapphire, aka Safest. I was already asleep. Funny. All right, guys. So welcome, you guys. Welcome to the PTR community, which we do this every week. We do a special Digibot in NSI Insights DeFi Trader crypto call on Tuesdays with Doug, Brendan, and Deb. I'll be your guide today. My name is Corey Moran, and I am co-founder of the TruBadger Nexus ecosystem. I'll be joined by Peter here shortly, who is on an interview with FinStream. If you guys haven't heard yet, FinStream is doing some amazing work in the crypto space, has a very large audience, and it's they do the recording, they do the interview, and then they will post that for all of us to watch and share. And like I said, pre-recording that we have some awesome news to share, and I'll let Peter be the one to share it because it is his news to share. It's actually all of our news to hear, but it's very exciting, guys. And I just want to go over a few things today. Yes, everybody wants this hat. You guys gotta ask Rhonda. I hope Rhonda's here because I love pointing in her direction. Hopefully my screen is clear for you guys. It looks a little foggy on my end, but so I'm going to cover a few things today, guys, and we'll take some questions, do a little Q&A at the end, I believe, if we have time, and then we'll go from there. So, guys, congratulations to all of you on a highly successful launch. History made once again, a third time. I would challenge anyone, and I would challenge myself to go out there, and I did challenge myself to go out there and find a token project that has had 3 successful launches like we have. I am going screen to screen here to look. Hovering right around 35, right at 35 million market cap right now, guys, which is absolutely incredible. So we're going to start today with a couple of news updates and just a little conversation between us that I'd like to have. Of course, I have to start by stay safe out there, guys. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Sapphire, guys, the utility of Sapphire. I want to talk about that first of all for a minute. What an incredible utility, guys. If you guys have been in the space, or if you haven't, there's been a lot of token projects I've gotten into on the belief and faith that the project owners would do what they said they would do, and I'd say 95% of them have not after months. So it was me getting in to their token on the faith that they were going to produce something. And it never came to fruition and still hasn't on a lot of these projects. So what we've accomplished here, guys, if you haven't been in the space before, if you're new to the DeFi space or crypto in general, this might seem like the ordinary, what we're doing here. We've launched 3 tokens within a 6-month time span. 1 mother token, hub station token, power of it all, which is TruBadger. And we have launched NSI, the DeFi trading platform, which is going to be launching around the corner. And the utility on that is, for me personally, it's one of the biggest things I'm excited about because of the ability to see what's going on exactly with each project that you're going to be a part of, and having the ability to trade thousands of different tokens with complex tokenomics, hybrid tokens, seeing what the whales are doing. You guys, all this information is vital and crucial to a trader of a token, or just the token enthusiast. That solves a huge problem in the industry, in the space where you're trying to get into reliable token projects, confidently put your money where you feel safe and where you feel like you can make a good return and all that good stuff. Well, we're going to provide that information with NSI, and it goes way deeper than that. But I wanted to cover really the amazing feat of what we have done here. And if I wasn't in the position of being a co-founder of the DAO and a founding member of the DAO, and I was on the other side of things like I was prior to TruBadger and putting my money into different tokens, I would be looking at this ecosystem with awe and amazement of what has been accomplished over the last 6 months. We've done what we said we were going to do. Yeah, we've had a day or two delay on a thing or two, but we've always come through. We've launched the safe, Sapphire, which I'm going to focus on because we just came off the launch. We're in the wake of the launch. Sapphire here, guys. I'm going to be very transparent. Until last night, I did not set up my safe. And it really dawned on me that I've had it on my list of priorities, of top priorities, things to do. And seeing people out there, some of you guys getting scammed, getting hurt. I mean, just absolutely breaks all of our hearts. But I'm like, duh, why haven't I set up my safe? So I went through and set up my safe, and literally for the first time in months have been able to sleep pretty soundly knowing that that my funds were safe. And this is going to be something that I'm going to get out there personally and get everybody their funds in their safe so that they don't have to be worried about even a safety precaution from themselves. Human nature, we can't help ourselves. We're eager, we're filled with FOMO. We get anxious, we get in a rush, and we trust the wrong people, right? And there's a lot of smart scammers out there. So what we're doing here is nothing short of amazing, guys, and protecting people from the scammers out there. So that's our third project we just launched, guys. Now, I want to talk about something that I've heard over the last couple of days. If you could be a fly on the wall inside of the meetings that Peter and I have one after another, and then no joke, guys, you can look at my calendar. We've got like 7 or 8 meetings minimum a day. And then after those meetings, we're debriefing, and it's nonstop. And it's with network industry leaders. It's with crypto leaders. It's with potential token projects. It's with investors. It's with financials. It's with attorneys. It's with, the list goes on and on and on. But it's because of, okay, Peter, I didn't see you there, buddy. Peter's on. You were in the green room. That's why I couldn't see you, because there's a green screen there. But I want to tell you guys, I've heard people, and I'll let Peter cover this too, but I wanted to touch on it because I'm in the thick of it, of the action, and the PTR community has been nothing but amazing. And hey, what's up, Peter?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing awesome. I'm just covering a couple of things, and led up to where you were and the exciting stuff you probably have for us. But I was just mentioning the nonstop, insane incredibleness that we're on. And, things don't happen like with a snap of a finger, right? We have to do these presentations. We have to go through our charts. We have to almost convince people that this is where the future is headed, and that's the Nexus ecosystem. So with that being said, these next couple of weeks with what we have going on, what we've done over the last few weeks prior to Sapphire launch was the prep, the warming up, the getting ready for, and I'm getting messages right now as we speak. You can probably hear my phone going off of people that are excited, ready, leaders. But these are the things that I want to touch on today. And Peter, I'm going to hand it over to you after, and then just to let you know briefly what I discussed was the history in the making, the success we've done with 3 tokens, the deliverability that we have accomplished, doing what we say we're going to do, and leading up to this very point of what we've just done with 3 projects, not 2, not 1, but 3. And here we are.
Awesome.
Peter,
awesome. Well, I am glad to be here. I just got off an interview that we just did with a gentleman. You know, and it's amazing. A few years ago, he's in his office, 2017, gets into the space, loses all of his money in the space in the 2018 bear market, but catches his bearings. And I just spoke to a gentleman who lives at a resort for a month, him and his wife, and then they go to another resort and live for another month. And then they go to another resort and they live for another month. So we asked, the Bob who co-hosted it with me, asked him what he does. And he says, well, I actually don't do anything anymore except for go from resort to resort to resort. And they are investing in projects. And it's interesting because as we went through the process, in the interview, and we'll get you guys a copy of the interview. It was fantastic once it's edited and put together, but it was very interesting talking about where things are headed, what's going on, what's important. We talked about the news of the day. I don't know if you guys saw Jack Dorsey is leaving Twitter as their CEO to go take over and run Square, and they're changing the name of Square to Block, right? That's how much they are moving into the crypto space and moving forward from there. Another big news that we talked about was Facebook has now lifted the ability for crypto projects to advertise on Facebook, opening it up for over 1 billion people now to be advertised to in the crypto space because of where it's going. But fascinating interview that we had with him. And then, of course, when we were done, I explained to him what we were doing, and he wants to know all about our projects and where we're headed to, because what they're looking for right now, guys, and this is where he's looking at the space. He goes, you can find projects here and there that will now 40x and 100x. But right now, what they're looking for is 10% growth a month, right? Because of the shift that's happening in the space. So what we're accomplishing, when I told them what our yesterday, what we did and all that, and that our average person at the end of phase one has made a 6x on their thing. He was blown away by it. And remember, guys, this is someone who's made enough money in the crypto space to live at resorts, like doesn't have a home. They go from, 4 and 5 star resort to 4 and 5 star resort. And this is what they do. And he is blown away by the results of what we've created from there. Some people are, murmuring or whatever you call whispering in the back that for somehow we've, that they're supposed to be 20 and 30 and 40x returns overnight. And guys, that's just not a reality in life. It's not a reality in what's going on in the space. We are talking about building real projects. So first of all, and I talked a little bit about it, we're writing an algorithm, guys, and this is not it's our goal is to the people that will participate in the future on Catapult and in these projects that we're building and moving out there. What we're looking for are the people that say, you know what, I want to find projects that I believe in, that I believe that a year from now, 2 years from now, Giacomo is the gentleman's name. And he said, look, he goes, Decentraland just went up 300%. You could sell it, but then you're going to miss the next 300% up run, right? Because it's a legitimate project that's going places. So, I do understand you're getting tokens in order to enhance your life financially. But if we're not looking for people that go, oh my goodness, Sapphire I made 6x, let me pull all my money out, I'm going to put it in the next project. That's not going to happen because you're not going to be able to until it goes to PancakeSwap, because you're not going to have access to the early stuff. We're looking for people that are going to get involved in the projects, and they're going to be responsible token holders so we can then build the greatest community in the world. That's what this is really about. The Nexus ecosystem. Yes, Catapult is amazing software that's within it. Sapphire, protecting wallets. Guys, I feel so much better too. I'm right with Corey. I'm moving this stuff over to the safe, protected by the chain. It's incredible, the encryption and all that stuff. I'm so excited to have my stuff on there. And the fact that we were able to develop these apps that took tax tokens and mitigate that, and we're going to be launching a bunch more. The development that we're going to do on Sapphire is incredible. Insights next week, the technology launches. You're going to see the value that that creates in the world, which is people are going to pay us for that value because of the value it's creating in their lives. The stuff we're getting ready to do in NFTs, all of this stuff is great. But ultimately, what I understand is community is key. So here's somebody living from resort to resort to resort. And one of the number one things they look for in projects is community. Why is that important? Because guys, when we build the most dynamic community, you might say, oh, I got in this project. Look, I put in $600 and I was able to pull out 3,600. Is 3,600 going to change your life? No. What will is if we come together and build the greatest community, and we can take that 3,600 and turn it into 36,000 or 360,000, or who knows where it can go, because we built the community that understands the importance of, and look, I don't take anything away from someone. Hey, I put in 600. Wow, it's $4,000 now. I'm gonna pull 300 or 400 out. I'm gonna, take my wife out to dinner. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna maybe put a little bit of that in something else. But guys, to get in and within less than 24 hours pull out, I will tell you, and again, it's not a punishment. You will not, if anybody did that, they will not be in the next projects, right? Because we had everybody whitelisted. We know, right, where everything's at. And it's because this is about community. And guys, you've never heard me talk about a 30 or a 40 or a 50x return. If you can 2 or 3 times your money within a month or 6 months or a year, never mind within days, you are doing better than 99.9% of the people, even in the crypto space. There's just a lot of stuff out there. I talk to guys all the time and they tell me about their 10 and 20 and 30 and 40x returns. But what they're not telling you is the 140 tokens that they got into that they lost money on to find the one that hit. They got in it because they ape into coins. They go, a coin comes out, they throw a BNB in it, or a quarter or a tenth of a Bitcoin, whatever currency it's trading in. They, a new Ethereum product. I'm just going to put, a tenth of an Ethereum in it. I put a tenth in the next one, tenth in the next one. And they go through 20 or 30 projects and eventually they lose on them. Or they barely make money because their 40x got wiped out by the 30 projects that didn't make it. You have to understand the dynamics before. When somebody tells you about that, ask them questions. How many tokens did you get into before you found that one? Or did you know somebody, right? Or whatever. We've got to, if we want to leave this space and have it actually benefit us, then we need to act in a way that's responsible and not like we're at the casino pulling, well, I guess you don't put money, quarters in anymore. You just push the button, right? And you keep pushing the button and you hope that you're going to get lucky. We can do this smart or we can get lucky. We're on the PTR call. You guys have been waiting 12 years for the dinar to revalue. Here we are a few months into this, and you guys have successfully, NSI, now Sapphire. And Corey's right. The projects that we're talking to with people, one of the projects we're talking to, their contacts who are part of the project has over 40 million people worldwide on their social media. 40 million people. Do we have a deal with them yet? No. Are we working on something? Yes. Do they want to work with us? Yes. And you guys are part of the reason, or a good portion of the reason, because we're building the community. But in order to do that, guys, you can't just say, hey, we got a community that holds on and sticks and does it. And the reason why this has been easy for us, and 99% of you guys are holding, it's been amazing. I'm telling you right now, guys, there is no complaints from us on the PTR people. You guys have held. We have market caps. We don't have to go. Me and Corey don't have to go, oh, no, guys, just listen to us. We got a great community. No, we can show people the community that we have. We show them because we pull up the charts and you see TruBadger, and we talk about the group that we came into after the sell-off, and boom, it went from there. And we talk about it with NSI and where it's at. But if when we get to launch the next project, if everybody cashes out from the last one, all of a sudden we're not that group that does that. We're the group that just goes from project to project to project, which is regular crypto, which means we have no advantage. Yeah, exactly. You're experts in holding, right? Because you guys have been doing it for a while now. But we have the opportunity, guys, to change people's lives financially. But it's not going to be in a day. It's not going to be in a week. It's not going to be in a month. Over the next couple of years, being diligent, engaging with what we're doing and putting this together. The gentleman that we were just on with, Giacomo, says he has 100 friends that in the last year have all become millionaires. 100 friends that have all become millionaires in the last 12 months. Let me ask you a question. If you had to go the next 12 months without taking out a single penny out of your crypto assets, but at the end of that year could have $100,000 sitting there, put a 1 in the chat if that's somebody, if that would excite you. What about $500,000? What about $1 million? The only way we will get there, guys, is if we hold and we become the community that's supporting the projects. We're not going to get into projects that we don't believe in. So pulling the reason to get into a project and pull your money out right away is because you believe that that project has had the most success that it's going to have. Meaning this is it. Oh, it went from 0 to 34 million. I'm pulling it out. Why? Because I don't believe it's going to go to 50, 80, or 100 or 200. And that doesn't mean it won't go from 34 back to 20. But the idea is, can it go to 200? Because if you sell out at 34 and then it runs up to 200, you're going to be afraid to get in. You're going to I'll wait for it to come back down again, back to 20. It never sees 20 again. And now, or 34, and you've missed it. You know what I'm saying? And guys, I'm not giving financial advice. I'm talking about the dynamics of the community that we need in order to build what we want to build, which to me is $1 trillion in wealth over the next 5 to 8 years. The community that comes together, the leadership, the people that can get this across, that guys, together we are stronger. Yes, always put yourself in the equation, but you can't be the whole equation. You can't be, well, shoot, all I care about is I 20x my money I'm taking out, I'm going to go run somewhere else. No, this is a group thought process. This is with you being the center of that. Ultimately, you're doing the group thing because it helps you benefit more in the long run. And if you want quick money, guys, I'm telling you, I can show you how you can go find projects that you can get in and make 2, 3, 4, 5 times your money just about every day. But you better pull your money out because they're all collapsing. I can show you project after project after project. You're not going to get into long term. But if you want to build something that's real, if you want to build real companies, projects that will create value in the world, then you're in the right place at the right time. And we're excited to be a part of that, right? We're excited to be able to build that. We're not here. I'm not here to pull out, tokens tomorrow or next week or the week after that. I'm here to build something that's going to change people's lives. And I hope that that's why you guys are here. And I hope the life that you want to change the most is your own financially, because that's important. Because by being part and supporting the overall, the long term of this, that is, in my opinion, the most beneficial thing you can do for yourself on that side of it. And I think the proof is in, TruBadger, we didn't launch it last week. We launched it 6 months ago, December 15th. It's at a $34 million market cap, not $1, not 10,000, not 100,000, which I can show you lots of projects that are, right? It's not an all-time high, but it's heading in that direction, and we're putting it together. Another thing that was brought up to me is some people are saying, hey, you guys keep talking about all these big leaders that are coming and big leaders that are coming. Corey, can you pull up the TruBadger chart? Because I was talking to before the TruBadger community right before PTR came in, and I kept telling him there's a group coming, there's a group coming. I said it for a couple of weeks beforehand as we were talking with Joe and putting this all together. They doubted that it was coming because it was taking longer than they thought it should. But I got to tell you, the thoughtfulness of Dan wanting to make sure that we were real, wanting to make sure that we were a part of that. Look, things don't happen when we want them to. You guys have been waiting 12 years for the dinar to revalue. 12 years. We're talking weeks here, months here. If you do not believe that we're talking to big leaders and that they're not coming, then go right now over to Pancake Swap, hit the max button, sell your tokens, and go play in another sandbox, right? Because if you believe that we're not telling you guys the truth in these meetings that we're having, the stuff we're putting together, I'm going to tell you guys, I would not want to be in business with somebody who lies to me and who's not telling it. We are talking to leaders. We are putting them together, but it's going to take us some time to get that done. And again, we may have a sell-off, but it's okay. I'll just do some more buying, right? On the whole thing. All right, guys, I'm telling you right now, TruBadger go back to 10 million right now. I'd love to get in another 30, 40, $50,000 before we do the run up that we're going to put together, because what we're building here is special. And we are going to find that community. We already have a few thousand that believe in what we're doing, holding. It's so great when I talk to people and they said, oh, I had to sell a little bit of my TruBadger because I had to do something. And it was painful for them to hit that button to pull out $100 or $200 out of it, because they understand and they believe in what we're doing. They believe in the direction that we're headed in. And if that's not you, that's okay. I'm telling you, there are other places out there. Corey's flipping through the charts right now of what we're doing and where we're headed to. So, and if you do decide to be one of those people that leave, I'm grateful that I was able to help you through this experience, make some money and have a positive crypto experience. But our Nexus ecosystem is not a place for you. It's not, guys. And to be honest with you, it's not me. We're building algorithms. We're building software that will look at the behavior of wallet holders, and it will determine whether people can participate or cannot participate utilizing that data. Because again, the quality of our early community will determine the height of the tokens and what we're launching. And I want those to be 100 and 200 million and 500 million and billion-dollar market caps. And so for the sake of everyone that's involved in the project, we have to make sure that the core is as strong as possible. We have to make sure that that foundation is as strong as possible. So we're doing amazing things, whether you think so or not, is okay. I do love, guys, the gratefulness, the thankfulness. I think I got one of the best emails that could have ever been sent. I'm not going to get into what it said. And it was from a PTR member. And so we appreciate you guys. This group is when the history is written about the Nexus ecosystem, TruBadger, there's going to be a chapter in there about the day that Joe called us and said, hey, I want to get on this call with Dan. And they've got a group, PTR. And we got on there and we had our first call and second call and fifth call. You guys are a part of that history. You will always be a part of that history. And the value, no matter what, guys, the value that PTR has created in this system and the value that we're going to create in the world is going to be tremendous. There will be people that will retire early. There will be people that will pay off their homes. There will be people that will be able to travel the world like the gentleman I just spoke with. There will be people that will be able to have incredible lifestyles, put their kids through college, pay their medical bills, because on a call by Mr. Joe Jackson, by the way, put ones in there for Joe, and he talked to Dan, and Dan had the ability to say, you know what, these guys seem like they know, because Dan didn't know, guys. I'm telling you, you can never tell until you get into business with people. Dan believed, and maybe if Dan's on, he can jump on and talk about it. I don't think he's here today with us right now, but Dan believed that we were doing it, and Joe had enough credibility with him to say, yeah, Joe believes in them. Let's move forward from there. But I believe, and from conversations with Dan, we've proven that we are here to get stuff done. We're here to make things happen. And if those are not to people's expectations, I apologize. You have missed expectations, because I believe we have performed above and beyond any measure of of being there. And I know that a lot of you guys feel the exact same way. But there's a few people that probably thought that, somehow they were going to find this magical project that would 100x or 2 or 300x, and then they could pull their money out and run off to the sunshine. I'm going to give you guys a mathematical equation. If 10,000 people get in and something 100x's, and all 10,000 of those people pull their money out, that equation doesn't work, does it? No. Everybody ends up with the declining. A few people might get out at the top, but then the whole thing comes crashing down and everybody ends up with nothing. So in order for this to work, we need to be that community that's going to stick with it and continue to put it forward. And again, it's beautiful, right? I mean, it's the success formula that we've all been looking for in our lives. And that is a group of people coming together for a common purpose, the financial benefit of everyone in the group. And then when they're making decisions, moving forward in that sense, and all of us together building massive wealth in the place where community is so important. It's the number one ingredient in the formula for us to then go out and create $1 trillion worth of wealth over the next 5 to 8 years. Corey, I'm going to turn it back over to you, buddy. Hopefully I didn't take it in the wrong direction for you.
That was the absolute right direction. And I just wanted to say that, just to add a little personal note, that I've been working with Peter for the last almost 6 years now. And I was reading a comment in here about trusting us and that we were going to do what we say we do. One of Peter's sayings has always been, don't listen to what we say, but watch what we do. And you'll meet a lot of people that talk a lot of, and never deliver. But instead of, making these empty promises and never delivering, Peter is the most incredible solution creator that I've ever met, and the most successful and creative businessman that I've ever met. And so, this, one of the biggest reasons why I've stuck around is because these are the people that I want to surround myself with that know how to navigate the space. If there's a roadblock that comes up, there's always a way through it, up it, over it, around it, under it. There's always a way. And there's nothing more important that I could say then is watch what we do when you stick around the Nexus ecosystem. We're only 6 months into this, guys. And we're 48 hours into our third huge launch. And if it was me as a token holder, as it is, I'm sticking around, guys, and I am doing whatever it takes on my end to see this thing go to Mars and beyond. And the best ask that I can give out there for you guys is do what you can do to participate and, talk to people, tell somebody about what we're doing. You don't have to say really anything at all now that you have QR codes and you have a chart to show them, and just say, what straight up and to the right and going up in green means, and that direction. That's anybody's inclination that something's going right. And somebody did comment too that every token has its up and downs, but as long as it's making progress and we're delivering, it's the place to be. Again, guys, I want to end it with that I've spent a lot of time in the space of you guys don't want to go there. You guys don't want to spend your nights all night looking at tokens and trying to get into the next best thing, and just to come out of it on the other end heartbroken. And all your friends will tell you about that time they made a 50x return, but they'll never tell you about the 99 other times that they lost their shorts on the token projects. So there's one thing I want to show that we talked about Joe Jackson, who is just, this is a guy you want on your team, guys. Joe Jackson is the guy that you definitely want on your team. But I want to show this real quick because this is what it's all about right here. There we go. just a little clip. Can you see that, Peter?
Yes.
How you like that? You gonna like that?
It's just one of those YouTube shorts that is going to get a lot of traction because of the nature. And I just
Thank you so much.
You had to get us on YouTube.
Yes, thank you.
Oops, sorry, Don just joined us for a second. But guys, yeah, if you didn't know, now you know. If you weren't assured, now you are. And I agree with Peter 100% wholeheartedly. If this is not for you, there's other places to be. And I couldn't be more thankful and grateful for the PTR community, all of the people that I've met. And if I'm not responding to you guys out there and you're sending me messages somewhere, it's only because Peter works me to the bone. Now it's because we're moving things forward, guys, and we're passionately pouring our hearts and our time and our energy into the success of this whole entire Nexus ecosystem. It's a beautiful thing, and every day that goes by, guys, you're going to see something new and exciting. So just keep sticking around, and we're going to make things happen as we always do.
Stuart pointed out something really great, guys. So when you look at your trades on BS Scan, you'll see that there's actually 4 trades on the 30th. One is the actual tokens that you received. The other 3 make up the 9% that went into, and I love when we can answer questions like this, the LP account, the operations account, and then the staking account. So you'll see one is 2% of the total number, one is 3, and then the other is 4. So that's why that is, Stuart. That makes up the entire transaction when the transactions go through. So it's just the way that, because when we do it on Catapult, we set up separate contracts, and then the main contract when it goes on PancakeSwap. So that is actually one trade that has 4 elements to the one trade, which is the distribution of it out to the different accounts. So the tokens that go to you, and then the tokens that go to the other wallets, which benefit the entire project. So hopefully that makes sense for it. Corey, did we figure out how to take questions on here, or?
We've got 3 on, well, actually a couple on here, but yeah, we're going to take them all on Zoom. I'm keeping my eye on YouTube as well.
Okay. So somebody asked, were the bots any issue on the Sapphire launch? So we're analyzing the data from phase 1. We know not. Phase 2, we're looking into some things there. And we know on PancakeSwap that they were not, because we can see the trades, the addresses and stuff. So we were able to keep them out on the day of PancakeSwap. That's the reason why we don't have the drop off that most projects do. We did have some people that came in from just sharing it out there that thought that this was a slot machine at the casino, and they put in their stuff and then they cashed out. But again, we know who they are and their wallet addresses and stuff, and we'll be putting new things. So guys, remember, nobody's done this the way that we've done it, these fair and balanced launches. And so there's not like, oh, let's just follow what they did. We have to figure this stuff out. And some of the ways that you end up figuring out the solutions to problems is you have to have the problem first, because you can't think of everything that's going to go wrong. So we'll continue to improve the process. I got to tell you, insights, Sapphire, major improvements. Next one, we're going to make more improvements, and we're going to continue to solve the problems, continue to improve the process. As I said, we're building an algorithm that will look at the history of wallets, not the people, because we don't, the history of the wallets. The longer history, the more value that'll be given, and it'll look at whether they're jumping in and out of tokens. If they are jumping in and out of tokens, they get put at the last to be able to get in. Because remember, they'll start to become, we have limited tokens for each phase, so there's only so many people that can participate. And it's our goal to get the best people to or the best wallet addresses. I'm going to say wallet addresses, because I don't know the people behind the wallet. I know the wallet, right? The wallet addresses, our goal is to get the best wallet addresses in as early as possible. Not that the other people can't get in, By the way, guys, people, when it goes on PancakeSwap and using things like insights to trade, there is a value in that volume that's created, because then when you're a hodler, 4 months from now, 5 months from now, you're like, oh my goodness, the car broke down. I needed $3,000. I got 300,000 sitting in all these tokens. And you go to get that $3,000. It's the people getting in and out of the token that will make it very easy for you to just go in and say, oh, there it is. Boom, I'm out. I didn't harm the project, right? Because getting something out of the project shouldn't harm the project. It's when you go, oh my goodness, I've made this incredible return, and you pull it out within a day or a week or a month, and you pull it all at one time. That's when you can harm the project and harm the community. So again, I don't want people to think that I'm talking about you getting these and never getting any benefit from them, other than saying, well, I got $42 billion in tokens. If you have 42 billion in tokens, you should have the paid off house and the nice cars and the vacations, and you should have everything that you want, right? And I know that's a lot, 42 billion. Let's bring it down, 420,000, right? You should be able to pull a little here and there, right? It's just if you pulled out all of it at one time, you know, I'll use this. This is a great benefit. So, and this is the reason why they don't let him do it. If Jeff Bezos sold all of his Amazon stock, and if you think it's a bad thing, if he did that, put a 2 in the chat. If you think that if tomorrow Jeff Bezos sold all $100 billion plus of his stock, that it would harm the stock. Okay. That's what I want you guys to think of, that you're doing the same type of thing when you do that type of stuff, right? And that's what we need to, we can't have people founding in the DAO member. So if you're getting in phase 1 and phase 2, you're a founder in the project. You're a foundation of the project. And so if we had people that have those habits, then we have a weak foundation, and we can't do that. We can't build 102. I'm telling you guys, the crypto space is littered with phenomenal projects that just couldn't get the community support behind them. So they're going nowhere. All right. So Corey, we got any more questions, bud? Coming in on that. What is the next token launch? Great question, Tim. The next thing that we'll be releasing, guys, will not be a token. It will be NFTs. So we're going to start talking about, I will be putting out an NFT series. The next token launch will be sometime in January. Okay. So you got all of December. We're going to build. We're going to keep pushing the projects forward. We're going to talk to all the influencers that got in prior to this. We're going to get on with their teams and start moving things forward and pushing that. What has happened to KuCoin? I am unable to bring BNB to my wallet. Oh, Rick, I don't know what is going on.
I do know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's sometimes, guys, the BEP20 network goes down, and it happens with Simple Swap. It happens with KuCoin. It happens with even Binance. But usually it's back up. What you can do is you can send BNB. Either you can send it to your crypto.com wallet and then send it from there as Smart Chain, or you could use Simple Swap, which we show you in our onboarding system as well. I did see something, and I saw a message pop up somewhere that wanted to talk about onboarding system, but I don't know where it came.
Yeah, no, as a matter of fact, it does bring back with KuCoin. BNB was going through an update, and so KuCoin suspended BNB Smart Chain until that upgrade was done. I don't know if you guys have noticed in the last couple of days, the transactions have been slower.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they did an entire upgrade to the network. I don't think it went as well as they wanted it to, because transactions, except they did a transaction this morning that was almost like instantaneous, it seemed like. So I think it's getting there, and that's what they talked about: faster transactions and being able to handle way more transactions on a, per second on this new upgrade that they were doing, plus some other features that they had implemented into the strategy. So that could be it as well. But again, Corey gave you a couple good suggestions. Well, guys, if we don't have any more questions, we're going to get back at it. A lot of great people we're talking to, a lot of great projects coming. Projects take time. Market caps going to the right level and hanging in there takes time. And of course, working with successful people, busy people, takes time to get through their due diligence process. And that's one of the things we need to make sure is that they're confident with us when they share it with their community, just like Dan got by the time he shared it with you guys. We have to earn that confidence, and we have to prove that we're going to do what we say we're going to do. And that's what we've been working on, and that's what we've been doing. So it's all coming. Things are headed in the right direction. I want to thank you guys for joining us today. This has been an incredible experience, and just super excited about it.
Agreed. Thank you.
Stuart asked a time frame on the Sapphire mobile apps. I do not right now, Stuart, have a time frame on that. They are working on it. When they get within probably a week or two of being able to be working, we'll be able to do that. But it's setting up the safes and moving forward. So I use my cell phone and I use the desktop, and it was pretty easy to get to the process. A little more complex than I'd like it to be, but it is still, you're able to get through that and get that done. So, all right.
Yeah. Awesome.
Corey, I got to take this phone call, buddy.
No worries. Thank you all so much for joining us. We'll see you next week, and we'll see you throughout the weekend and on our next AMA on Tuesday. Thank you guys so much.